Hello boys, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to another video. Please subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon, leave us a comment, or please give us a thumbs up if you like the video. In this video, we are going to install Librenms. It's an open source, very useful and highly customizable NMS. NMS stands for Network Monitoring Server. So we'll be installing it on a Ubuntu 18.04 desktop environment or server environment. It's up to you. All it needs is 18.04 version of the Ubuntu. It doesn't matter if it's a server, desktop, with GUI or without GUI, it doesn't matter. You can install it on a VM or on a Linux container. In this video, we are going to install it on a Linux container with of course using the Proxmox Hyper-Visor. We will download a template and we will deploy the template on the Proxmox Hyper-Visor, and we are going to do the installation from there onwards. So please watch the video till the end. Support us on Patreon if you want us to make extremely useful videos in the future as well, and please share the channel with all of your colleagues and friends. So let's get started. Alright, so let's begin. In order to complete the task, you can either install the operating system on a physical machine, on a physical server, or on a virtual machine, or on a Linux container, LXC. So in this scenario, we are going to install it on a LXC, Linux container. And because it's a Linux container, you don't have to install the operating system from scratch. It comes as templates. You just select the template and it will be ready in no time. Otherwise, in normal virtual machine, you have to install the operating system via the ISO or via CD. So here we are containing the LXC, the container. We'll give the host name. In this scenario, I'm using Proxmox VE. You can use your own hypervisor, bare metal hypervisor, or your physical machine. Now you need to set the password for the root access. Here you can select if you have a cluster, or if you have different nodes on a cluster, you can select where you want the Linux container to be. Now select the appropriate template. Okay, template means the operating system. Now we will set the storage, hard drive. Again, if you have multiple storage connected to your data center, just select. Number of cores you want, number of GBs for RAM. I will be giving 4. Now here, if you are using VLANs or any other stuff, you can define it here. Otherwise, you can leave it blank. IP address, if you have DHCP, or you can go with static, no problems. Gateway. Next. Here comes the DNS server. Next. Confirm. And here it is. You want to race with installing an operating system from the USB or the CD, and between the Linux container. You will be just making the USB bootable, or you will be just burning the DVD drive, or you will be just copying the DVD or ISO to the USB. And in the meantime, you finished copying, this will be done. Like, see, task OK means our operating system, our virtual machine, Linux container, it's done. Now you can just turn it on and use. See how quick it is. You turn it on, it's on. It takes about 15 seconds or 17 seconds to turn on first time, and then it will take like 5 seconds, 6 seconds to boot up. Alright, we're logged in. And now the first step, we will update the operating system. You know how to do it. It's just apt get update. It will update the repositories, fresh one. It will take time, not that much time. Okay, it's done. Now we will give apt-upgrade command to upgrade everything and press Y to accept. Yes, now it will take time, so what I will do, I will just fast forward it so you can just go through everything quickly so it won't waste your time. Right, so it's done, it's finished. I mean, updation is finished. Now it's recommended that you reboot. Now check the speed of the Linux container. I will just ping to the virtual machine, to the Linux container, and see how much time it takes the virtual machine to reboot. The Linux container actually to reboot, not virtual machine. Virtual machine would take ages. Alright, so it's pinging. It's very the working of the Linux container is directly like it works on top of the kernel and interacts directly with the hardware, so it takes less resources. Right, so I gave a reboot, timed out. We have the timeout. The machine is up. So literally like 4 seconds, 5 seconds, the machine rebooted. This is the power of Linux containers. Okay, so we log in again. Stop this. Okay, Control C, and yep. That's why I always recommend installing Linux container wherever we can. And now because we will be going to copy a lot of commands, so here I cannot paste directly to the terminal, so I will enable SSH, so I can SSH the machine and execute commands from the SSH client. Right, so I'll do nano etc ssh /config. Now you have to do is just enable the root access, so the root user will be allowed to log in and with the password. Now it's only being allowed, it was not being allowed to log in. Okay, now just save it and we'll try to reboot. Thank God this is a Linux container and it reboots quickly, not like a virtual machine or a physical computer or a physical server. Right, we're up. Now we'll try to connect using root. Okay, we are in. And now it's time to execute the commands one by one from the list. Install packages and configure and everything. So just fast forward the steps. All you have to do is do a copy paste of each command in the file. Yeah, just like this, copy, paste. Do not skip anything. Do not skip anything. So just fast forward till the end of the last command. And be careful, we are going to edit some of the pre-existing configuration files. We are going to create some new configuration files. I'm using Nano as my text editor. You can use Vim, you can use anything you want or you like to use. Even you can use MobaText as I am using here, and you can use your external editor like Notepad++ or Sublime Text as an external text editor. Edit the document, add, remove whatever you need, and then you can just press Control S or save and it will be saved without you even knowing how to use Nano or Vim or V. It's pretty much easy to use. Alright, this is our last command. And now our URL will be our machine's IP address and /install.php. So we'll just copy it, create a new tab. Something is wrong with the configuration. Let me check HTTPS. Nope. Connection refused. I think it's a problem with the web server. Apache configuration maybe. Let me check. Oh yes. It's Librenms NMS.example.com. We need to change the server name. Let's see. Damn. It can be your IP address or your host name. If it is a live server, it can be your host name or fully qualified domain name. FQDN. Right, now let's check. Nope, we have to reboot the Apache server to take effect. Where is it? The reboot here. Restart the Apache tab. Nothing is coming. Apache 2 service. Yes, exactly. Sorry. Now let's refresh. Okay, here we are. So this is the installation wizard. After this command line, the next we are going to use the wizard to finish the configuration, finish the installation. Remember to change the IP address from example.librenms to whatever you want, and then you can execute the reboot command. I'll just mention that in the list also. Alright, next stage. Check everything is okay. DB password, whatever you've entered before. There's it should not take that much time. If it takes time, there's something wrong. If it freezes, you can try giving it a refresh, but I do not recommend to get in a hurry and give it a reboot. I mean a refresh. Just wait. Maybe it will respond, maybe it's doing something in the background. I think it's importing the MySQL schema, database schema, and that sometimes takes time. Sorry about that. Come on. Is it alive? Oh, here comes retry. Click retry. Go to add user. Add your admin user, your main user, super admin or whatever you call it. Give it an email, a valid email. User had been created successfully. Finish install. And okay, yes, we have to run a validation once we are in. It can be run through the command line as well, or through the GUI. or web UI. Okay, schema is correct, but there is PHP time is not set. Okay, we'll change it in jiffy, and you have to run these commands to change the permissions of the directory. So no need sudo. If you are not root, then you need sudo. You can run this command as well. Okay, we'll run the validation from here. Yeah, because we are running as root, not Librenms. We have to change the time zone from UTC to whatever time zone you are in the php.ini config, and remove whatever is necessary. It's not working. It's okay, leave it. I think it tries to resynchronize your repository with the remote repository, but it's fine. Just give it a reboot so everything is back to where it should be. Check all the services are up and running. All right. The time is set. The local time is set. Just one command. You can use the validate.php script again to validate the time. Alright. The time is okay. Now everything is set up. Now you can skip this. Let's go back to the UI and enjoy. This is all your menus. You can add device from here. Let's try to add a device. If I remember the IP address correctly, should be 192.168.2.1 and no. Either the community is wrong. Let me try again. Here you can use the community if you have changed, otherwise it will by default search on public. You can also specify if public or not. This is a kind of an authentication. It's like a password for accessing the SNMP MIBs. This is the router we are trying to connect. IP SNMP. Okay, the community is not what we selected there, so it is this one. All right, it's added. Now you can adjust the dashboard with whatever widget you want, like alerts and availability map, device summary. It has a ton of options. You can remove whatever you don't want. Event log, syslog. And if you are using syslog, it has a built-in syslog server. All you have to do is disable the firewall. Just disable the SE Linux or whatever it is called. Otherwise, it will block all the incoming packets to syslog server. I spent 6 hours trying to figure out why we are not receiving syslogs, and the firewall was it. So once we disabled, rebooted the server, and we started getting the syslog. Now nothing happens because we have only one device, and that also didn't poll successfully. Here you can add rules, whatever rules you want. You can add from the collection which they have, and then you can modify the collection. Then you can specify transports. If something happens, they should alert you using this transport method, and that transport methods you can add from here. Yeah, we can use transport email. Name could be email. The method, the transport type could be anything from this drop down box. Using email, you can use Slack, you can use Trello, Discord, IRC. Email, here should be your email. Save transport. If something happens, if any rule, okay, now this is set as a default email, a default transport. So we'll add an alert to alert whenever a device goes up and down, reboots or something. It will give us an email. It takes about 5 minutes to poll every device. So if there is nothing yet, you can wait either for 5 minutes, 7 minutes, or you can either click on capture and you can start capturing or start discovering the device. Alright, so everything is set up and working properly. Now it's up to you to explore. Okay, I can't wait, so I will manually discover the file. Here it will probe the device with all the MIBs we have in the database, and we see which one responds and which one is what. It takes time depending on the latency and the amount of MIBs the device can respond to. I might include a script as well to automate everything we did in command line, or you can just use a pre-built VMware from Librenms and just make your life easier. Right now we have basic layout, basic information like all the interfaces and ports and logical and physical interfaces, number of interfaces shut down, enabled, and everything. It's all listed here. Memory pool, storage, all the graphing. Now see, it says unpolled, so it will take 10 minutes, 5 minutes to poll. And after that it will create the maps, the graphs, and this red box should go away. If it doesn't go, you have to check the permissions for your folder RRD. You can also discover neighbors, inventory, STP, health, graphs, latency, and many more things. Alright, thank you for watching. Take care, subscribe, bye bye.